Welcome to Fridays at the Front. I'm Will. This is a collaboration between the Shenandoah Valley Battlefields Foundation and Civil War Digital Digest. We want to bring you great stories out of the valley and encourage you to come here and see them for yourself. Today, I'm in the Manassas Gap, and behind me is Front Royal, Virginia. Behind you, by about 30 feet, is a Civil War Trails marker. Their story is July 23rd, 1863. Our story is 2 days earlier on the 21st. Now remember, we're just after Gettysburg. The Battle of Falling Waters finishes the Gettysburg campaign, but we move into a point of active jockeying for position. Meade is trying to get at Lee. Lee is trying to get away. Passes like the Manassas Gap are a way for armies to get through to each other or get away. They're very important strategic positions. The night of the 20th, Corse's brigade is north of Front Royal on the other side of the Shenandoah River. On the morning of the 21st, with pontoons that Lee ordered not yet built, they decide they have to ford the river and do so without much trouble. This is a homecoming, and this is our story. And Corse's brigade is the 17th Virginia. Company B is the Warren Rifles from here in Warren County, and this is the one time they serve on their home turf in combat. Before they do that, they march into Front Royal, and diarist Lucy Buck talks about seeing men who she knew, and she remembers it fondly.
I saw not a familiar face in the regiment. Not one save the Warren Rifles, and but one or two there. Poor worn, dusty fellows. While trying to distinguish some familiar countenance, I heard a, "Hello, Lou, where's Nell?" Turning about, who should I face but dear Dick, dusty and bronzed with the sun. My hand was again grasped, and this time 'twas Smith Turner, whom I've not seen for a year. They were so hurried that they could only exchange greetings with us. Lucy Buck.
Well, that reunion can't last long. Corse receives orders that he must defend both Chester Gap and Manassas Gap. He takes his other 4 regiments and goes to Chester Gap. Major Simpson, a pre-war teacher at the academy in Front Royal and a VMI grad, is sent here. Lieutenant Colonel Herbert of the 17th is away on sick leave. Simpson, as a veteran of the fighting and a VMI grad, is up to the task. He takes his regiment and marches out here into the Manassas Gap. He sends 2 companies to the left to keep from getting flanked, and once he finds position, he sends 3 companies forward under the adjutant to go forward as skirmishers. The adjutant places them and then falls back while the captains run the companies. This doesn't happen in a vacuum. Captain Davis E. Castle of the U.S. Signal Corps sees their movement and signals back to his next hire in the Signal Corps. This terrain is supposed to be defended on the federal side by the new brigade commander, Wesley Merritt, and he goes to do it right away. He moves, and with one of his regiments, he attacks the Confederates and drives their skirmishers in. Dr. John Leftrich is with the body of the 17th when the skirmishers come running in, shouting Federal cavalry are pushing them. He was standing having a conversation with Private Warfield, tosses the reins of his horse to Warfield and says, "Go to Front Royal, get help." Herbert says he's going to come to the Gap and support Simpson and take command of the regiment, and sends Warfield back across the Shenandoah River to find General Pickett. Finding Pickett, it's quickly decided that the 17th must be reinforced, knowing how hard they were pushed. Pickett turns to Major Cabell, now commanding Louis Armistead's brigade, or what's left of it after Gettysburg. They move in. The 17th is pushed back, but once supported by another brigade of Confederate infantry, energized by the chance to defend their mates, it comes to a stalemate at the end of the day. 2 days later, on the 23rd, there's a bigger fight in the Manassas Gap. You can find out about that when you come here. Come here for the 21st, for the 23rd, for Front Royal, for all the history, and for the great things you can see in the valley. We'll see you next time.